Let's be real for a second. We spend so much of our lives staring at screens. I'm talking over 7 hours a day on average. It's how we work, how we play, how we connect. But all that screen time, it can really take a toll on our eyes. So the big question is, how do we protect our vision in this digital world?
You know that feeling, right? You get to the end of a long day and your eyes just feel gritty, tired. Maybe the words on the screen are a little blurry. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not the only one. It's so common we just kind of accept it. But should we?
For years, we've been told there's one major villain in this whole story: blue light. That's the stuff supposedly pouring out of our phones and laptops, just wreaking havoc on our eyes. And it sounds like a pretty simple, straightforward explanation for a problem we all have.
And boy, has that simple explanation fueled a massive industry. But here's the thing we gotta ask. Is blue light really the enemy we think it is? Or is there something else going on here? Let's, actually dig into the evidence. Okay, get ready for this number. $2.6 billion. That's what the global market for blue light filtering glasses is expected to hit in 2025. Clearly, we're buying the solution in a big way. But does the science actually back it up?
Well, this is where the story gets interesting. A huge 2023 review from Cochrane, we're talking a deep dive into 17 different controlled trials, came to a pretty shocking conclusion. They found that the evidence just isn't there. Those glasses we're all buying, they probably aren't doing what we think they're doing.
And here's the piece of the puzzle that we almost always miss. The biggest source of blue light in our lives isn't your phone. It's the sun. It pumps out way more blue light than any screen ever could. In fact, the American Academy of Ophthalmology has been really clear about this. Our digital devices just don't emit harmful levels of blue light. So, if it's not the blue light, what is it?
Well, the real problem actually has a name, and eye doctors have known about it for years. It's called computer vision syndrome, or as it's more commonly known, digital eye strain.
So think of it like this. The problem isn't the type of light that's hitting your eyes. It's all about the way we're using our eyes when we stare at screens. CVS is basically a repetitive strain injury, but for your visual system. We're just demanding so much from our eyes for hours and hours on end.
So let's do a quick checklist. Do any of these sound familiar to you? That dry, irritated feeling? Blurry vision that kind of comes and goes? Headaches that seem to hang out right behind your eyes? Even neck and shoulder pain? Yep, those are the classic signs of computer vision syndrome. And it's so incredibly common, it might affect up to 3 out of every 4 people. Okay, so what is actually happening to our eyes when we're staring at a screen? Well, for one, we forget to blink. Our blink rate can literally get cut in half, and that's what leads to those dry, gritty eyes. Second, the little muscles in our eyes are constantly working, refocusing on all those tiny pixels, which is totally exhausting for them. And finally, a bad setup, poor ergonomics, forces our whole body into a state of strain.
All right, here comes the good news, the really good news. The best solutions for this don't cost a single penny. The fix isn't some product you have to buy. It's a bunch of simple, proven habits you can build into your day, like starting right now. This is it. This is your #1 most powerful tool. It's called the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, you just look away from your screen at something about 20 feet away, and you just hold that gaze for at least 20 seconds. That's it. That one simple little break gives the focusing muscles in your eyes a chance to completely relax and reset.
Okay, next up, let's talk about your setup. Your screen should be about an arm's length away. Why? Because that reduces how hard your eyes have to work to focus. Also, try to have the top of your screen at or just a little below your eye level. This lets you have a natural downward gaze, which actually helps reduce dryness. And finally, try to match your room's brightness to your screen's brightness. It just prevents your eyes from getting so tired.
To fight back against that dryness from not blinking enough, you gotta start by just being more mindful. Make a conscious effort to blink fully and often. And hey, there's no shame in using preservative-free, lubricating eye drops, also called artificial tears, whenever you need them. And if you're in a dry room, a simple humidifier can make a huge difference. So, we've covered the quick fixes for immediate relief, but now let's talk about the long game. What we eat actually plays a huge role in building up our eye's natural defense system against all this digital wear and tear. This means you want to load up your plate with some really specific eye-friendly nutrients. We're talking about things like lutein and zeaxanthin. You'll find those in leafy greens like spinach and kale. Omega-3s from things like fish and walnuts are great. And of course, vitamin C from citrus fruits and tomatoes.
This stuff isn't just good for your body, it's essential fuel for your vision.
And get this is the really cool part. Those two nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, they actually build up in your retina. They form this protective layer of pigment that works like your body's own internal blue light filter, soaking up that high-energy light before it can do any damage. You can literally build your own defense from the inside out. How cool is that?
So, when you boil it all down, the real fix for eye strain isn't about buying a product to block light from the outside. It's about changing our habits, taking breaks, fixing our workspace, and building a stronger defense from the inside. The most powerful tools are totally free and completely in your control. So the only question left is, which new habit are you going to start today?
We spend so much time staring at screens. So, how do we actually protect our eyes?
You've seen them everywhere, but do blue light glasses even work? Let's check out the science.
By 2025, this is going to be a $2.6 billion market. That's a massive business.
But here's the thing. Top health groups say the blue light from our screens isn't the real problem.
At a huge 2023 review of 17 studies, it found basically no evidence for these claims.
Okay, so if it's not blue light, what is causing all the discomfort? Well, there's a name for it. It's called computer vision syndrome, or CVS, and it's all about how we use our screens.
And wow, is it common. It can affect up to 74% of us who use screens regularly.
Ever get that eye fatigue or headaches after using a screen? Yep, that's probably CVS.
See, the real issue is focus and blinking, not the light itself. Our eyes just aren't built for this.
Get this. When we stare at a screen, we blink about half as much. That's what causes dry eyes.
So, what actually works? Well, the best solutions are simple, proven, and totally free. Let's get into it.
First up, the 20-20-20 rule. This is your best defense. It gives your eye muscles a break.
Next up, your workspace. Optimizing your setup can make a huge difference in how you feel.
Try to keep your screen about an arm's length away. That's roughly 25 inches from your eyes.
And make sure you're looking slightly down at your screen, about 15 to 20 degrees.
Also, match your screen brightness to the room, kill any glare, and don't forget good posture.
All right, finally, let's talk about some long-term habits. These are the real game changers for your vision. This sounds silly, but remember to blink. Make it a conscious effort to keep your eyes lubricated. And you know what else helps? A diet with nutrients like lutein, omega-3s, and zinc. And hey, don't forget your annual eye exam. Uncorrected vision can make CVS so much worse. So it's not about expensive gadgets. It's about simple, consistent habits. What change will you make today?